Lara Croft, a young adventurer, has set out to find a lost civilization in one of the dark corners of the world. But when a freak storm destroys the boat she was on, she finds herself washed up on an unknown island. Now, she must fight for her life in an adventure that's all too real. Tomb Raider is a third-person action-adventure game where you play as Lara Croft, a young woman who finds herself stranded on a remote island facing all sorts of hostile wildlife, unforgiving terrain, and dangerous castaways. Over the course of the game, you'll find yourself navigating the island, fighting off enemies, and ultimately trying to find a way to escape. Now, foundationally, Tomb Raider is a reboot of the classic franchise, and normally that's not cause for celebration. But in this case, it's actually not such a bad deal, because this Tomb Raider has learned the lessons of its contemporaries, taken that wisdom, and crafted a very solid third-person action-adventure game out of it. The exploration is very good. Laura's got a lot of maneuverability and special tricks for getting around the environment. The exploration has value since there are plenty of treasures and secrets and special tombs that you can find and explore, and doing so gives you points which can then be used on upgrades or enhancements to your skills and equipment. Combat is also really solid. There's a fluid cover system where moving close to a chest-high wall causes Laura to automatically take cover behind it. Over the course of the game, you unlock different weapons, from bows to shotguns to assault rifles. Enemies have different tactics and abilities which can keep you on your toes as well. And there's also the option for stealth and surprise if you can sneak up on people. In a more general sense, the level design is great. The environments have a surprising verticality to them and really start opening up once you unlock things like the rope arrow, which allows you to climb between different platforms. The pacing between combat and puzzle solving and platforming is all really good. The design of the game, whether it's the graphics or the sound design or the voice acting, these are all really high quality as well. The only complaint that I could come up with is that despite being a modern reboot, it still falls into some of the same traps as most of its contemporaries. For instance, there's a heavy reliance of QuickTime events for certain activities. Also, thematically, the game is a little discordant. Laura's supposed to be this young, innocent, sheltered archaeologist who finds herself trapped in this awful island in this terrible situation. And yet we see her just brutally murdering hundreds of people. Now, I'm not saying that Laura shouldn't be able to kill anybody, but it's a bit hard to buy her frightened naivete when she's got the body count of an 80s action movie. Still, these complaints are not enough to detract from what is at its core a very good adventure game. Alright, score time. I'm going to give Tomb Raider 4 out of 4. Despite some minor qualms, it's still one of the best action-adventure games of its generation. I would easily recommend this to anybody who likes action-adventure games. Alright, thanks for listening. And now for my final adventure to end the scourge of seagulls once and for all. Come here, you feathery little monsters. Alright, let's just cross this log right here. It's okay. I've only got a huge rebar wound in my side. That should be fine. Easy does it now. Easy does it. Almost. Oh. That was a close one, but still good. Don't know why we just don't crawl across the log, but no, this balancing act seems appropriate. All right, and there we go. Laura, you got a few more feet. Laura, keep going. You got a few more feet, and no, okay, that's fine. Just forgot I couldn't float in midair there for a second.